Hey, what's up, guys? I figured I'd give you some info I have on the He-Man Masters of the Universe line. One of my personal favorites. We've got kind of got it separated here of more of the good guys, the heroes, and then all of the enemies. The bad guys were much more popular in the 80s, so they made way more of the bad guys. It was pretty cool because the designers shot from the hip a lot whenever they were making these. You could almost guess their names just by looking at them. Like that guy's name is Grizzlor or Clawful, you know. It's just Beast Man. I think it's pretty funny that they, you know, did it the way that they did it. These ones are all from the 80s. They released He-Man a few different times. They did it in 2000 and then again, and they still make them actually. We're just now started an account with the Super 7 line, which now owns the rights to He-Man, Masters of the Universe, also Muscle, which was another great 80s line. So we just started carrying the Super 7 stuff. Pretty cool. They got some blind boxes that are kind of like the reaction figures. You don't know what you're going to get until you get it. Some of them are more rare than others. One of the few toys that actually goes up in value when you open it. So any of those blind boxes are kind of like that. Then we've got, like I said, all the heroes on this side, bad guys on this side. One of our biggest items, always buying those, by the way, if you're in the neighborhood. So yeah, we've got a Spydor, which you don't see this guy complete very often. Got all of his eyes, his guns, even the instruction manual. So we're trying to bring you the best stuff that we can every single day and keep you educated. So Muscles came out in the 80s. There was 236 of them total. There's 233 of them came out and was on the poster, so you could collect them all. And there was 2 of them that came with the wrestling ring. And then there was the elusive Satan's Cross, which Mattel doesn't acknowledge in any list. Basically, Mattel decided that the Muscles were a great idea for a toy line because they were already big success in Japan as Kinnikuman. Mattel just kind of took the toys, brought them here to us, mass-produced them, and didn't give us any kind of explanation. There was no comic book, there was no cartoon, there was no nothing. But they still did insanely well. Once they started mass-producing them, they got to the names and realized this one was named Satan's Cross. Not this one, but there was one named Satan's Cross, and didn't want to really advertise that name. So that one is very elusive and worth almost $100 just by itself. The rest of them are just, you know, we sell them for 10 for 20 here at the Gnarly Toy Box. But pretty fun toy line. They continue to make them now. Super 7 owns the rights to Muscles and to Masters of the Universe. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Same kind of toy, but these ones are all He-Man characters. Look at that Castle Grayskull there. Got He-Man. You know, we've got Orko. All the greats. Skeletor. So keeping the idea alive. They did a master set a couple years ago of all, I think there's 550 total characters, but there was only 233 that were released in America. So they re-released the 500 in a giant muscle box that you can get. The figures themselves, though, are slightly smaller than the original ones from the 80s. Still a killer set for anybody to have. But they also did these 28 packs back in the 80s. You could get 28 figures. They were specific figures in each one of those spots. They weren't just random. So every set was the same. So to get all of the figures, you had to buy all the trash cans too. But one of my favorites and something that's still going strong today is the Muscles, and glad you guys stopped by to share it with me. Remember, like, follow, and share, and keep it gnarly, my dudes.